A quick review of Por Thozil. Okay, uh, the new serial killer movie in Sony Live, and well, movie has just started. I wanted to show it with. So this is the movie. This one, Por Thozil. The next one which I'll be watching is Jenga Burukas. So this is the movie. This is the first serial killer movie which has come in Soli Live, and I happened to watch it. I just wanted to spend some time, so I just watched Por Thozil. Heard some good things about it, but I was terribly disappointed. I'm not saying it's a bad movie, but it's a very predictable serial killer movie with all the cliches. Okay, and along with that, you've got some really funny moments in the movie. Like if you're a really big serial killer movie fan, when you watch this movie, you will really laugh at some of the scenes, especially the second lead. Usually in serial killer movies, you've got this senior guy, senior detective. Basically following the seven storyline. You've got Morgan Freeman, who's the senior detective, who's kind of experienced and who's guiding the rookie, and then you've got a character like Brad Pitt, right, who's trying to learn the ropes. So in Por Thozhil also basically they go ahead and follow a similar kind of a storyline where you've got a very senior detective who's guiding a young rookie and making him learn the ropes and everything. But the young rookie is really it's, he's a cartoon, literally. Like I don't know, like I'm not saying he's funny, but when you watch the movie, he's just he's such a weak character with no personality, with nothing, you know, and he gets hoodwinked. He gets I mean to say he gets outwitted by some of the characters in this movie, and he's a he's a very weak character. Usually, if you do create a character like this, which is more akin to Brad Pitt's character, you need to give him a little bit of personality. You need to give him that raucous, that boisterous, youthful spirit. But this guy comes across as such a weak caricature that it just turns you off. I honestly, I was just thinking, I was just hoping that the serial killer kills him, because he's so weak and he's such a nutcase. I'm just hoping that he dies before this movie ends. Okay, and otherwise, again, as I told you, it's a very predictable serial killer movie. If you watch serial killer movies, it just goes ahead and follows that same storyline with nothing new to offer. And in Indian serial killer movies, they are just stuck in a rut. The serial killer will develop a hatred against women because of some history, and then he will go on a crusade of killing women. And I am sick and tired of this kind of these kinds of movies where you just have this one plot point and you just keep on rehashing it. Another funny part of this movie is uh, the serial killer. I don't want to go ahead and disclose the identity, but essentially he's a very stocky man. He's very fat, and like he's literally fat. Okay, I'm not just going ahead and body shaming anyone. He's a fat man. So in certain scenes, he's moving very slowly. When you're showing the camera and everything, he's moving quite slowly, right? And then suddenly, in certain frames, he's moving like Flash. I mean to say, you cannot see him move like Flash, but there is one scene, there's the body of a woman, and the next time this so-called second lead turns his glance and then he moves, the body has disappeared. I don't think even Flash could have taken the body on his shoulder and moved so fast, or even reverse Flash, or anybody, okay, or even Superman. So I was really surprised with the speed with which this fat man was moving when the camera was not on him. Suddenly he's jumping, he's running, he's moving, and in the when the frame is concentrated on him, he's moving like a baby elephant plus a hippo. and when the camera is not on him, he's like Flash. So it's really funny, I just I was I was really laughing. But anyways, I told you, if you have some time to kill, I think you can watch it. It moves. This movie moves. It's not as bad as the worst movie I've ever watched. Worst Indian serial killer movie I've watched is Foot Fairy. You know, I always call it my Foot Fairy. That is a benchmark. That is how bad a serial killer movie can be. They basically copied Memories of Murder, and they did it. Oh my god, it was really bad. One of my most watched shorts. Who is the killer of Foot Fairy? You can watch it. I, I've still not recovered from Foot Fairy, but that's what I said. It's a basic time pass movie which you can watch once. It's not on the same level as Vatsasam. Some people are comparing it with Vatsasam. Please, that's blasphemous. You cannot compare a movie like this with Vatsasam. It's like comparing soil with gold. I don't know. Bad simile, bad comparison. Stone, stone, stone with gold, maybe. Useless, cheap stone. 5 paisa coins which have gone obsolete with gold. It's like comparing this movie with Ratsasam. It's not. It's nowhere near that kind of a movie. So my rating is again, I'll just tell you, it's 2 out of 5, just because I watched it. So I'll have to give them that much. I did not turn off the movie. It was a very predictable movie. I'm not saying it's a bad movie, but it's a very, very predictable serial killer movie with a lot of elements which are thrown in, which are just so funny and so ridiculous that a seasoned serial killer movie fan will probably laugh at those scenes. So my rating is 2 out of 5. Yes, you can watch it once. It's okay. Time pass. Bye.